Diabetes. What's going on, Secoya Nation? Dr. Schilling bringing you today's wellness wisdom. We're going to blend type 1 and type 2 together because fundamentally they're similar, but they have different causes. All right, so we're going to think of Eric and Donna. There's two people. So Eric is a young kid who had type 1 diabetes. Typically it happens early in life, but we know of someone who's had it in their 20s and 30s, so it can happen at any point.
Or onset from pregnancy.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, gestational diabetes can happen as well. That is definitely a category I did not include the specific cause there, but it's going to come back into the same frame. So thank you, Vanessa, for bringing that to my attention. The root cause of it. So basically, if you think about whether it's type 1, that's something stressful happens that triggers the immune system into creating what's considered autoimmunity or autoimmune attack on the beta cells of the pancreas where insulin comes out. So it becomes an insulin dependent because your body's basically going to break itself down due to glucagon constantly being, and cortisol breaking the body down. So type 2 is thought to be lifestyle, where it's like I have metabolic syndrome, I have insulin resistance, I have the fatty liver, things like that. Things can come from there, but we're talking about a general rule of thumb. So please take broad strokes here. If you have specific questions, we can try to address those later. But think about, a person who's in fight or flight all the time. They have to be constantly ready to resist some type of pressure, some type of attack, some type of stress. Okay, and quick public service announcement. If you like these videos, definitely comment below. We appreciate you doing that because it gives us this information to provide to you so you feel empowered. That's the most important thing we can do is empower you to understand your health and take action in your life. So thank you so much for doing that. And keep posting your comments so we can keep creating these videos on your behalf and serving you and your family members however we can best serve you. So again, have to be constantly in fight or flight. So if your blood sugar is constantly going up, your body has to then constantly bring it down. Okay, so if you are in a conflict stage, if you're up against some type of pressure that is repulsive or disgusting and you got, I just can't take it, that's going to drive your cortisol up. Cortisol is a stress hormone, comes out of your adrenals. That pushes glucagon up. That means it's going to raise your blood sugar. So people oftentimes come to us and say, I'm taking this and this and this for my blood sugar, but it won't come down. Well, it's because they're still in a state of stress. Because what tells your organ systems to drive up blood sugar? Okay, that's your brain. Because it's telling your organs what to do, and your hormones cascade, okay? We don't want to get too granular and nerdy about this, but a person who's like, it's like danger's coming at them. Everything brings back to fight or flight, is bringing you back into that fight stage. You have to be on high alert all the time. You have an authority figure that is putting pressure on you. You have someone that's compelling you to take action or do something, and you are resistant to it. So it's thought that insulin's like the authority, right? Insulin's like an authority, and then sugar is like the sweetness, okay? So that's where like the sugar comes in. People don't want the authority, they want to go to the sweetness. That's why people with type 2 diabetes tend to have lifestyle things where they eat too much sugar, have too many refined oils, and corn syrups and stuff like that create non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, and then they get the android obesity across their abdomen and stuff like that. So people are driven toward the sweet because it's much sweeter, no pun intended, than the authority. So if there is a family dysfunction, like, for example, Eric, the young kid we talked about, there was pretty big derision or divisiveness in the family. So that means just like fighting. Okay, leave it at that. Forget the $10 words. When the house is divided, children feel like they get caught in the middle. Even if you tell them they're not caught in the middle, they'll still associate parents fighting and arguing with something they did wrong. That will then trigger their immune system to say, I did something wrong, I now self-devaluate, I now create an autoimmune attack on that authority organ, i.e. the beta cells in your pancreas, and things like that. And then they feel sort of, I can't fight the separation, I feel excluded, and things like that. These are just some of the ideas that are related to type 1 and 2 diabetes. Again, the causation is different, but sort of the stressors are still the same. It just depends on when it hits a person, whether it's protracted over a long period of time or they're just really whacked at one point in their life and it just all comes tumbling over. So, again, I just want to encourage you to share this with your friends and family because I can guarantee you know someone with diabetes. 1/3 of all people in the United States have diabetes. At least 2/3 are pre-diabetic, okay? So 2/3 total, 1/3 of that is still the diabetic. So they haven't been diagnosed yet, but they're pre-diabetic. There's probably, 5% of people overall that have optimal health. It's not that hard, but our society does not set you up for success. So please comment below. Please let us know what questions you have. what topics you want us to discuss, because we are here to serve you. We do this as a public service in order to help people get a different perspective and understand it's not just the glucagon and the insulin. It's more about the stress, and nobody talks about that. That's why we talk about things nobody else talks about. So you feel empowered to then take control of your life and say, thanks for the information, keep your drugs, I'm going to do something natural, okay? So we'll leave it there.
Someone asked what
Yeah.
do you do to help with kidneys and enlarged prostate because the Flomax isn't helping.
Sure.
Do you have a tidbit on that?
Yeah, Flomax is a Band-Aid. It's increased it's designed to vasodilate, okay? So it'd be helpful to know more about it, because if you're having kidney issues and it was kidney and prostate, okay. So you're looking at metaflammation, which means broad spectrum inflammation in the body. So prostate's about struggles. Typically for men, it's women, but not generally, not specifically, but generally speaking, it's struggles with women. Kidneys is about, shocks and surprises, stress, not feeling heard, feeling unsupported, lack of respect, feeling unsupported, things like that. So look for a general compressive force that's driving up your tension in your system, because kidneys are a filter for blood. So you're going to have, if you have hypertension, you're going to have pressure on your kidneys. That's why they put people on diuretics when they have blood pressure issues, because the kidney cannot handle the stressor for very long, so you have to decrease the stress. I don't know if I answered the question. Yeah, okay. Feel free to comment more. We'll answer it later. We'll do a video special about it if you want. We're happy to do that. Okay. Thank you so much for engaging. We appreciate that, the opportunity to serve you, and we look forward to seeing you tomorrow for the Wellness Wisdom. All right, guys. Have a great night. Bye-bye.